Families who lost children in the Uvalde, Texas shooting are taking a video game company to court in a wrongful death lawsuit. The families claim Activision, which makes Call of Duty, and Meta, which owns Instagram, bear responsibility for promoting products used by the gunman in the 2022 shooting.
There have been so many factors, and every time we try to look more into those, a door gets shut, and we still don't have the answers we need. So we're hoping that in this case we'll learn more about what role they play.
Now, Activision and Meta have filed motions to dismiss, while Activision argues that Call of Duty is protected artistic expression. Let's bring in Democratic Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez for more. Senator, your district covers Uvalde. The judge hasn't given a time frame on when a decision will be made. Why do you think the family has legal argument here?
Well, thank you, Ike. First off, we have to ask ourselves what duty of care these types of companies owe to the general public. And I think that very clearly here, you had this young man that bought a gun, a Daniels Defense gun that was used on the video game Call of Duty. At some point, we have gotten so far in our society that these games are almost just realistic. And when you have young men that are constantly playing these video games and watching these video games with no warnings. Look, we put warnings on cigarettes, we put warnings on alcohol, and there simply are no warnings on these types of video games and what this company calls entertainment.
Now, Senator, the lawsuit also names the gun maker Daniel Defense, saying all three companies work together to market to impressionable boys. What kind of action from these companies do you think can help prevent shootings like Uvalde?
Well, Ike, as I said earlier, we ask tobacco companies to put warning labels. We ask beer companies to put warning labels, alcohol companies. And yet, when it comes to guns, we're allowing in this country anybody to buy at 18 years old here in Texas, you can buy an AR-15 with no warning label, no nothing. And as to these games, these entertainment, so-called First Amendment rights that they are just being completely and woefully irresponsible when it comes to the general public, especially with these young men that are locked up in their rooms. It's not 20 or 30 years ago. What young teenagers get for entertainment now is very different. And so I would argue that absolutely there is a greater duty of care by Meta, by the Call of Duty manufacturer, and certainly by Daniels Defense that is marketing to young people. There is a greater duty that's owed.
Now, in the 3 years since the shooting, what do you think are the biggest lessons learned, and what more do you think still needs to be done?
Well, in Texas, we have to do a whole hell of a lot. We've got to create an age limit to access an AR-15. We've got to have extreme risk protective orders. We've seen states that have extreme risk protective orders where they've been able to stop people that are making threats. We have to really take a look at how we deal with gun violence. Look, in Italy and Spain, respectively, you have 50 gun-related deaths a year in Spain, 150 in Italy. If you adjust for inflation, you're still at 300. 50,000 people die from gun violence in the United States. We're one of the most dangerous countries in the world. We really have to have a conversation with ourselves on these issues. Those families, I've gotten to know them, and the only thing that they've gotten able to look forward to is some dull or sense of pain. Their kids are gone, and they are fighting not for themselves, but for all the moms and dads that are out there that, but for the grace of God, are not in their situation.
Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ike.